Mid-America Industrial Park's Living Grand on Grand Lake is made possible by
the Grand River Dam Authority and the Mid-America Industrial Park have worked together for over 50 years now to bring jobs and industry into this part of the state. There's a lot of great opportunity in the Mid-America Industrial Park, both at our facility and all the industries that are located there. High-paying tech jobs that we need, kids coming out of high school that have this computer knowledge today that we didn't have 25, 30 years ago. We can do the training right there in the park. There's a lot of good resources there in the park. They don't have to go the college path to get into the workforce and make really good money. It's really neat now to see this generational shift. We've got mom and dad out there now in a lot of cases, and now their kids are graduating from high schools in the area and they're looking for opportunities as well. The Grand River Dam Authority is really proud to help young people start their career and help build their lives.
I had the drive to boost my earning power.
I was driven to be more competitive in the job market.
Finishing my degree, that's what drives me.
If you left college without a degree, Reach Higher, Oklahoma's degree completion program, can change your life. You get affordable tuition, flexible class schedules with online options, and a degree from a state university.
I was driven to earn my diploma.
And I did it.
Apply today at reachhigheroklahoma.org. Let your drive drive you.
The Grand River Dam Authority is Oklahoma's state-owned electric utility, fully funded by revenues from electric and water sales instead of taxes. GRDA electricity touches 75 of 77 counties in the state and serves as an economic development engine for all of Oklahoma. At no cost to taxpayers, GRDA also manages 70,000 surface acres of lakes, including Grand Lake, Lake Hudson, and the W.R. Hallway Reservoir. Annually, the efforts of Team GRDA facilitate over $450 million in economic activity in Oklahoma.
and by viewers and members like you.
Coming up on Mid-America's Living Grand on Grand Lake, the National INT Series for wakeboarding and wake surfing hit the lake. We'll stop by Har-ber Village where Amelia Chamberlain will talk to us about some family-friendly events they have coming up. And there's a unique story behind the New Life Spa. We'll talk to Deborah Strauss, the owner. All of this and more coming up on Mid-America's Living Grand on Grand Lake.
And this
is Living Grand.
And this is Living Grand.
This is Living Grand.
And this is Living Grand.
This is Living Grand on Grand Lake.
INT is a nationwide competition series for water ski, wakeboard, wake surfing, and kneeboarding. This month, the INT came to Grand Lake as part of their nationwide tour. A couple of locals helped organize the event. You've got to meet 16-year-old Tyler Brooks.
I'm competing in junior men right now, which is one step below junior pro. So. I've always lived on Grand Lake and stuff like that. My grandparents have a lake house up here, and I've always been around boats, and I've always been on the lake and everything. So I just saw it being done one day at a Red Bull Wake Series tournament, and I was like, "Mom, I want to do that." And so the next summer, she bought me a wakeboard. And I just kind of started.
Going out on the lake was always just my favorite thing to do as a kid. And then once I got into competitions and INT, I met all these people, and all these people love doing the same stuff I love doing. So it's one of those things, it's like, two people who do the same thing will enjoy being together. So just kind of met a bunch of people and started riding together, and then it just kind of took off from there.
I quit baseball and football and soccer and all of those sports to focus on wakeboarding when I was about 10. So I just started wakeboarding, and I started taking it really seriously when I started competing. And I started competing when I was around, I think I was 12 when I actually started competing. And from there I won the 2012 INT state championship. INT is just all the local stuff. It's kind of how it all kind of started, and it's just a big family, and we all just come out here to just have fun, basically. I mean, it gets our names out there and we get to promote our sponsors and get to ride and just have a good time.
They're in affiliation with WWA, which is the World Wakeboard Association, which holds a lot of national tournaments, a lot of pro tournaments. So it is kind of like a little starting platform, if you say.
I just started going to like nationals and regionals and worlds and just like getting myself out there and getting people to know me and like know my name and stuff, and then I just started competing at like the big tournaments and stuff, and I kind of got my name out there and I just kept coming back. If I were 18 right now and at the level I am, I would just go to men's. But if I were like, say I had a few more tricks and I was a little bit better, I would go to junior pro. So, and then from there you can go to like pro men. After you win junior pro, you can just keep going up the ranks and stuff. So.
But right now, I'm just gonna ride as much as I can, try to get as good as I can, try to get up with like, you know, Garrett and Tyler and all those guys first. And then we'll think about maybe doing something else.
At Cross Timbers Marina, just everyone comes down and they'll pay for a lesson, and we go out there for like an hour or two and just teach kids how to learn, how to wakeboard, and they all learn tricks. And for like wake surfing, it's kind of like, I just do it for fun. And I mean, I can't do like all the tricks and everything. I don't mainly like compete in wake surfing tournaments. I just focus on wakeboarding. I like the adrenaline rush and going big and trying new things and stuff. So. I'm just going to keep focused on landing new tricks, going to big tournaments, trying to get my name more out there, and just pick up more sponsorships as I go, and try and just like grow the brand and like grow the sport, and just try and push me to like my limits and stuff, and just be the best I can be.
Their next stop is in Arkansas at Greer's Ferry Lake in Heber Springs. Up next, we're off to Har-ber Village. You're watching Mid-America's Living Grand on Grand Lake.
This is Living Grand on Grand Lake.
This is Living Grand on Grand Lake.
The Grand River Dam Authority and the Mid-American Industrial Park have worked together for over 50 years now to bring jobs and industry into this part of the state. There's a lot of great opportunity in the Mid-American Industrial Park, both at our facility and in all the industries that are located there. High-paying tech jobs that we need, you know, kids coming out of high school that have this computer knowledge today that we didn't have 25, 30 years ago. We can do the training right there in the park. There's a lot of good resources there in the park. They don't have to go the college path to get into the workforce and make really good money. It's really neat now to see this generational shift. We've got mom and dad out there now in a lot of cases, and now their kids are graduating from high schools in the area, and they're looking for opportunities as well. The Grand River Dam Authority is really proud to help young people start their career and help build their lives.
So first of all, I want to welcome everybody to Grand Lake. It is truly the crown jewel in Oklahoma. We are very proud to be stewards of the lake, and we like for people to come up and enjoy the many recreational opportunities that we have. But in order to do that, you need to do a few things that will keep you safe. And one of the things that's really important is Grand Lake is 66 miles long. So if you're going to come to the lake for the day, let your friends know where you're going, what part of the lake you're going to be on. And even if you're on the lake and you're going out for the day, let your family members that stay behind, know what part of the lake you're going to, and when you intend to return. That just makes it that's important in case something happens and we need to come look for you. and it's always nice to have a place to start. To go along with that, life jackets are just an absolute essential part of having a great day at the lake as versus having a tragic day at the lake. If you get in the water, put your life jacket on. If you're under the age of 13 and you're in a boat under 26 feet, you have to have a life jacket on. That's the law. What most people don't realize is when you're talking about life jackets in vessels is if they're under the seats or they're in the floor or they're stowed, they don't really count because they're not accessible. It doesn't take but just a matter of seconds for a vessel to sink. And when that happens, you don't have time to dig for your life jackets. You'll notice a lot of times the life jackets come in bags that say life jackets on them. Take them out, make sure the straps are where people can use them to put them on. And so what we encourage is for people to get their life jackets out, and if they're not going to wear it, at least stow it at their feet. So if something happens, they can grab their life jacket before they go into the water. It'll make all the difference between having a safe day and a tragic day. So it's very simple. Remember to tell somebody where you're going, what you're doing, when you're going to be back, and bring your life jackets with you and have a great day at the lake.
And now, time for the Grand Lake Chronicle events page. On August 20th, come out to the Grove Sports Complex and Soccer Fields, where Grace Har-ber Baptist Church will be hosting Family Fun Fest. There's something for everyone to do, including 3-on-3 basketball, a 5K water run, pop-up archery competitions, a dessert bake-off, a backyard burger cook, bingo, carnival rides, and inflatables for the kids, horseback riding, live music, a movie on the lawn, and much more. The event's absolutely free, and you can register at GraceHarborGrove.com. If you're a history buff or just curious about how a hydroelectric dam works, we've got good news for you. The Grand River Dam Authority is offering free tours of the dam now through Labor Day. Come to GRDA's Ecosystems and Education Center in Langley anytime between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. to learn about the dam that makes Grand Lake possible. Visit GRDA.com for more information. Well, that's it for now from the Grand Lake Chronicle events page.
Welcome back to Mid-America's Living Grand on Grand Lake. I'm Christy Wallace. Our beloved Har-ber Village is making some bold changes and lots of improvements. Their latest endeavors involve holding some family-friendly events in their beautiful events center. Let's take a look.
Har-ber Village was started in 1968 by a couple, Harvey and Bernice Jones, and he had the Jones Truck Lines business out of Springdale, Arkansas. And when he ended up selling that in the late 80s, it was worth $81 million. When he sold it, the couple decided that they were going to go into philanthropy in a big way, and they donated monies to hospitals, schools, a variety of different things. Har-ber Village is one of their pet projects. I guess it was the late 40s, they bought a piece of land here, and they came here for their summer vacations for many years. And then one day, I guess they were walking around, and Bernice decided she'd like to have a church here. And so that was the first building that was built. From 1968 to about 1980, over about 15-20 years at the most, all of the buildings that are here now were brought in or built. Many log cabins, about over 25 of them from the area. And they weren't planning a museum when they started this. They just wanted to bring things here. They love collecting stuff. And when you go into one of the first exhibits, it shows some of the things that they collected and why the museum is the way it is. But they wanted to preserve pioneer life in Oklahoma for future generations is basically what it came down to. And most of the stuff, I would say, about 90% of it are things that Harvey went out to auction or someplace, and between Harvey and Bernice, they purchased these items and then put them on display. It's 50-some acres here, and that includes a nature trail. We have an event tent. We have a couple of retail shops. but the campus of the museum itself is about 6 acres, and it's right on the banks of the Grand Lake. And so you can walk down along the shore. You can walk around paths that are all paved and see quite a few different things. When I arrived here 4.5 years ago, we did very little in the way of programming, membership, fundraising, any of that kind of stuff. And so it's been a real concerted effort to reorganize the museum more thematically and thereby being able to do programs and things from that. And we have school groups that come, we have scout groups that come. We just finished up 3 youth camps this summer. We have an art gallery where we have quite a bit of art. So we use our exhibits to do our programs. We also do a preschool workshop, a series of them. We've started this year in the spring. We'll do another series in the fall. And we have a lovely place we call the event tent, and it seats up to 200 people. And we're hoping that people will come there for weddings and things like that. We recently had a Broadway star come and perform and did all kind of show tunes, and it was an hour-long, a little over an hour-long entertainment, very popular. So we thought, well, we were contacted by this Comedy's Best Kept Secret group. They travel all around the nation. They contacted me and asked me, would this be something we'd want to do here? It's kind of halfway between, we'd love to have, and so I said, sure, why don't we try it?
Take Martin Luther, for example. Back in Germany, back in the day, he had some problems with the Catholic Church. He wrote them down, nailed them to the door.
Our demographics are probably within an hour and a half of Grove. We get a lot of tourists that come through, and some stay at some of the local resorts and hotels. There's a timeshare across the lake. And so we get a lot of tourists that come in too. So, it's really to appeal to people who are looking for something to do on a weeknight or like Sunday night in this case.
This house the other day, my dad was watching Fox News, he loves Fox News, and he goes, hey, you gonna come see this? And they're playing a video of a frog with a smartphone in front of it. And the smartphone has a video of flies on it, and the frog is licking the screen.
If you want to stay up to date with all of the Living Grand on Grand Lake shows, you can go to rsu.tv. All of this year's as well as the previous season's shows will be there. Coming up, who's ready to have a spa day? We'll tell you more when we come back.
This is Living Grand on Grand Lake.
This is Living Grand on Grand Lake.
You two look happy? Is there anything else I can get for you? Okay.
Cherokee Casino and Hotel, West Siloam Springs. The feeling stays with you.
Oklahoma Heroes is made possible by Rogers State University and the generous support of viewers like you.
My name is Billy Clark. I served as a radarman on a destroyer escort in World War II. We made 3 trips across. We managed to get 382 merchant ships safely across. I joined the American Legion 29 years ago. I ended up in the Honor Guard. Memorial Day, Veterans Day, you name it, we did it. And I've still managed to be out there until the last Veterans Day here. I called commands for the Honor Guard to start that. I enjoyed doing it because I knew somebody wanted it. I became a charter member of the National World War II Memorial. You're talking about 400,000 men and women gave their lives in this war. And so it was quite a memorial. It was an emotional event for all the guys to see it finally. Anything associated with that, I felt like it was certainly worth my time. My name is Bill Clark, and I'm proud that I was able to serve my country.
Welcome back to Mid-America's Living Grand on Grand Lake. New Life Spa in Grove is a unique spa and wellness center that provides therapeutic equipment and services. Owner Deborah Strauss enjoys working with her customers and helping them relax and feel their best.
what I'm doing is not healing, but I'm actually bringing the body into balance so that it can heal itself the way God intended it to do. My sister 2 years ago got cancer, and she lives in Oregon, and I went up to be with her during the beginning of her chemotherapy treatment and the end of her chemotherapy treatment. But I set her whole household up, got rid of all the chemical cleaners and set her up with natural cleaners, set her up with the Berkey water filtration system, set her up with essential oils to diffuse in the air, to purify her air. Her cancer was a cancer of the immune system, so they were completely killing her immune system, not just lowering it. I didn't want her to get sick after she came home. While I was there, I visited a place in Oregon that offered some of the same things that I offer here. And that gave me a direction as a beginning, where do I want to start? And I think it was from a passion also of seeing what my sister went through and wanting to help people who have to make those same kinds of decisions. So that really pushed me into getting started and pulled me out of a career I'd been in for 30 years. Even though I had already had my ND, it was just hard knowing the direction to take to start business. I have a history of a grandmother who had had a heart attack when I was young and managed to control everything with diet and herbs. And that kind of piqued my interest in herbs versus medication for your health. Then about 18 years ago, I was diagnosed with Graves' disease, which is considered an incurable autoimmune disease. The only options for that are to nuclear irradiate your thyroid or to have it taken out. And I didn't really like either of those options, so I looked into a natural health method and found a wonderful person who was an herbalist, and he walked me through 1 month of treatment, and in 1 month my thyroid was completely healthy, and it's been 18 years. Well, the wonderful thing about taking herbs versus taking medication is that medication has so many side effects, and you end up getting a medication prescribed to take care of the side effect of the first medication and the second medication. And the wonderful thing with taking an herbal medication, it doesn't have those side effects. You can eat the best diet and exercise regularly, but if within your soul and within your heart you harbor bitterness and unforgiveness and hatred, those things are the basis to bring about disease also. So it's a well-rounded, you need to be sleeping well, exercising, eating well, and spiritually be well. I offer reflexology, trigger point therapy, nutrition counseling. I work with people who have been diagnosed with cancer or who have had cancer treatment, helping them to detox, or a lot of times helping them to manage pain that they have from things caused by radiation burn. So they have scar tissue built up in areas. So I'll work with them on that. I have a pulsed electromagnetic field mat, which works with the brain of every cell to bring it back into balance. Nothing is considered healing. It doesn't heal you, but it brings your body back to a state where your body can heal itself the way God intended it to do. I just have a passion for seeing people be healthy and to take control of their health. I know we need doctors, they're very important. Medication can be very important for people, but I was a little frustrated to see that it treated symptoms instead of underlying causes, and I wanted to help people find a way to get their health back.
Well, that's it for this edition of Mid-America's Living Grand on Grand Lake. Thanks for watching. I'm Christy Wallace, and we'll see you again next week.
Mid-America's Industrial Park's Living Grand on Grand Lake is made possible by
Grand River Dam Authority and the Mid-American Industrial Park have worked together for over 50 years now to bring jobs and industry into this part of the state. There's a lot of great opportunity in the Mid-American Industrial Park, both at our facility and all the industries that are located there. High-paying tech jobs that we need, kids coming out of high school that have this computer knowledge today that we didn't have 25, 30 years ago. We can do the training right there in the park. There's a lot of good resources there in the park. They don't have to go the college path to get into the workforce and make really good money. It's really neat now to see this generational shift. We've got mom and dad out there now in a lot of cases, and now their kids are graduating from high schools in the area, and they're looking for opportunities as well. The Grand River Dam Authority is really proud to help young people start their career and help build their lives.
Also by
Grand River Dam Authority is Oklahoma's state-owned electric utility, fully funded by revenues from electric and water sales instead of taxes. GRDA electricity touches 75 of 77 counties in the state and serves as an economic development engine for all of Oklahoma. At no cost to taxpayers, GRDA also manages 70,000 surface acres of lakes, including Grand Lake, Lake Hudson, and the W.R. Hallway Reservoir. Annually, the efforts of Team GRDA facilitate over $450 million in economic activity in Oklahoma.
Plus by
I had the drive to boost my earning power.
I was driven to be more competitive in the job market.
Finishing my degree, that's what drives me.
If you left college without a degree, Reach Higher, Oklahoma's degree completion program, can change your life. You get affordable tuition, flexible class schedules with online options, and a degree from a state university.
I was driven to earn my diploma.
And I did it.
Apply today at reachhigheroklahoma.org. Let your drive drive you.
And by viewers and members like you.